Who's there? Lewis. Lewis who? Lewis Delulu. Ah, you're the guy who placed second during the sprint qualifying and the sprint race, but didn't even make Q2 at the race qualifying? The Chinese GP quali was business as usual for Max Verstappen, not missing any chance of getting points like he never misses a flight.
Never have I ever missed a flight. Ooh, okay.
But Deluwis ensured a shocker in Shanghai. After placing second after the sprint race, Hamilton declared himself enormously pleased, describing it as his best result in a long time. Ironically, he started 18th in Sunday's race. This was not really what Toto meant when he told Lewis to get P1. Hamilton said there were substantial changes made to his car ahead of the qualifying that may have contributed to his costly mistake. Toto Wolff thinks differently. To be honest, it gets super tiring to hear an F1 driver blame everything and everyone besides himself for the wrong choices and mistakes he makes. Even Nico mentioned this during the sprint race last weekend. Have you seen the selfie he posted after Q1? The joke's on him, because even at the end of the Chinese GP, when all upgrades fail, he couldn't overtake a damaged Piastri or a frickin' Alpain. Not sure how Fred feels, to be honest, looking at Hamilton's contract at Ferrari, but I think we have a clear myth versus truth case going on here. Which one do you think is the truth, and which one do you think is the myth? Number 1. Sainz is making Ferrari regret their decision. 2. Hamilton is making Ferrari regret their decision. It's tough if you're a Hamilton fan. Sainz made his first mistake during the qualifying. My first reaction seeing a Ferrari going off-grid was me thinking it was Charles out of habit. Sorry, Charles Leclerc. Carlos dropped a tire into the gravel at the exit on the final corner, sliding across the track before ending up facing backwards on the other side of the track after hitting a barrier. He was able to get going again, sense his front wing, and return to the pits for repairs, with 6:44 remaining on the clock. Carlos doesn't care about the mistake he made, because they can't fire him anymore. All F1 drivers admit they make mistakes during the race that cost them points, just like Sainz during the Shanghai qualification. Oh wait. Unless you're Max. During the Grand Prix on Sunday, there was not a lot of smooth operator on screen, as he was just driving a decent race, placing 5th after his teammate that placed 4th. Lando did well. Lando did not do well. Lando did well again. He took a surprise podium last weekend, placing 2nd or 3rd, or 2nd at the Chinese GP, including the fan-decided Driver of the Day award. Even though he started the race 4th behind the 2 Red Bulls and Alonso, he emerged from an action-packed encounter in 2nd position. Norris did a 1-stop strategy which paid off as Max, and Perez did 2 stops. Unfortunately, he hasn't won any Grand Prix so far. I like Lando, so I hope he will win this season. Ricciardo all of a sudden had a breakthrough this qualifying. The Australian press was in full hopium when that happened, posting an article with a headline you would think he won a race and not a P14 in a sprint quali. While Ricciardo was driving the best race of the season, he didn't manage to finish the race because Stroll again. Daniel Ricciardo has aimed heavy criticism at Lance Stroll, following their incident during the Chinese Grand Prix. It seems Stroll forgot what his brakes are for. The duo made contact at the first safety car restart at the turn 14 hairpin, with Stroll running into the rear of Ricciardo's car as they slowed down for the corner. The damage that Ricciardo incurred in the collision resulted in a retirement, joining teammate Yuki Tsunoda on the sidelines. Stroll has maintained that he was not to blame for the incident, despite being issued a 10-second time penalty. Let's have a look at Stroll's perspective on what happened.
Hang on, before you go.
What?
You know that you drive into the back of my car and it's a very funny joke?
You don't want it to happen.
Well, you want me to drive into it?
No. I'll cut your head off. You will need a beep there.
Moments later, James slowed down to let a mad local get past. And I didn't. Oh, God. Sorry,
I was watching the taxi. You're now going to get macheted to death.
I was watching the taxi.
Care. I did warn you. Did I or did I not warn you?
I was watching the taxi.
Once.
I was watching the taxi.
Speaking to the media, including Racing News 365 after the Grand Prix, Ricciardo condemned Stroll's attitude amid the incident. I slowly started to calm down, and then I was told what Lance thinks of the incident, he stated. Apparently, I'm an idiot and it was my fault. So that made my blood boil because it's clear as day and it's also behind a safety car. One thing is for sure, I don't think Lance is really open to apologize to Ricciardo. Even though Ricciardo didn't finish this race, there is one positive note to his performance. He did place above Tsunoda for once. He knocked on Yuki's door to give him a message. You know how they say, more money, more problems? Well, in the world of Formula 1, that's hardly the case if you can splash the cash on a top-tier team. That's exactly what Lawrence Stroll has been up to with Aston Martin. Since taking over, he's thrown serious money at snagging the best in the business. We're talking big names like Adrian Newey from Red Bull, now the mastermind behind their car designs, along with Dan Fallows. Then there's the legendary Fernando Alonso, who's out there crushing it, and Honda gearing up as their exclusive power provider for 2026. The team's lineup is a blend of solid engineering, a pit crew that's all about precision, and then there's Lance Stroll. Lance, whose main gig seems to be proving just how chill one can be in the fast lane. Speaking of which, as mentioned earlier in this video, Stroll rear-ended Daniel Ricciardo during the race, blaming Ricciardo for braking late. No, Lance, it was not Daniel braking late. You were not even looking at Daniel's car. For how long will Daddy Lawrence forgive his son's mistakes until he also hires a better driver? If it would be another driver than Lance, he would have been replaced already. Oh wait, it seems Lawrence already shared he's looking for a new son. While some might argue that buying your way to the front of the grid is a bit cheeky, in F1 it's just part of the game. Owners like Stroll are playing chess, not checkers, investing heavily in every conceivable area from the ground up. They've got the best engineers, ace designers, and managers who know how to squeeze every last bit out of a second on the track. Oh wait, we need to remove one thing to make Aston Martin great. Yeah, this is correct. Why did I remove him? Does that really need any extra explanation? I'm pretty curious to see how the rest of the season will go for Aston Martin, even though it seems Lance also got a contract extension for now. Alpine. If you ask them, what do you think can go wrong this season? They will probably answer with, yes. I found a video on how Alpine engineers designed the 2024 car.
I don't want to go around this corner fast. I want to go home and make love and make cheese. That's what I like doing most of all because I'm French.
During their late pit moment, Gasly's mechanics failed to properly attach one of his wheels and it quickly fell off, knocking one of those mechanics off his feet. Luckily no one got hurt, it only resulted in a 20-second pit stop which caused Gasly to place even lower on the leaderboard. While he claims to be an animal on the track when he's in his race car, I'm not sure what kind of animal he thinks of. Valtteri Bottas' engine was gone in lap 21, which retired the car. For once he had a decent pit stop, but he couldn't enjoy it for a full race. What caused this issue? It seems they were buying car parts from Temu. Even more surprising, Zhou had a 3-second pit stop during the Chinese GP, an absolute miracle. He placed 14th and was celebrated like he won the race. Well, I'm happy for him, that he finally had a moment of glory at his home debut. Okay, let's continue to the master of the track, the driver who gave Red Bull its 100th pole, on the track where Vettel got the first pole, Max Verstappen. Let me go check my bingo card real quick. Ah yes, I've colored 4 of them already. How was his race? Well, he came, he conquered, he was probably bored, and won. With 6 seconds ahead in round 6, he looks like a time traveler. He even has the fastest pit stop this season so far. Even though it gets a bit predictable that Max wins every race, I still enjoy watching it. What about you? What did you think of the Chinese GP, and what are your predictions for the 2025 driver season? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.